So part of every one of those missiles.
Okay, Patil
First major system we did for the Nag missile was contracted out to us in 1980. So we are in the domain right from that time. This was the time Nag missile didn't exist. So we had the privilege because we were a complete system builder. We had a privilege to be part of what the exact missile configuration, what goes in, and those kind of things.
Right. So you know the gaps that you mentioned.
We know the gaps. We know what we have. By being with the entire.
Just explain these gaps to me. What is MBDA going to fill?
We today have the anti-tank missiles, which necessarily have come to India on a TOT. So what Bharat Dynamics always made is on a TOT.
Yeah.
So we didn't have an ability to design and build a good missile, except as I said now. Now was started that day, showing a success now. But now is dated in design as compared to when we started. So today we are jumping 2 generations ahead, which is a missile. The ATGM-5 is a 5th generation missile.
Yeah.
Now the generation shifts as we get in better and better technology. Now is a generation of technology which requires the seeker, as someone will rightly asked about.
Yeah.
The seeker requires a cooling. And once it requires that minus 196 degrees, it starts functioning. Here there is no need at atmospheric temperature. You can use it. Okay. So it's something similar to superconductivity available at room temperature. So this is a domain where NVIDIA has been able to do that, has been able to package a very powerful missile in 15 kilos. Now is a 50 kilo missile. Actual flying missile is 43 kilos.
Yeah.
So having cross generation, that's the reason I said even the explosives that are going are of a next gen. That's precisely where we see with us getting on to now the modernization of armed forces. We want to modernize our BMPs, we want to get in the FICV, and subsequent to that, the new main battle tank, which is likely to be a next make program, which is called FMBT.
Yeah.
So each of these will require now a latest system, this latest weapon.
Will they be able to fulfill with your joint venture? You'll be able to fulfill those needs. FICV to just hoping it will.
Couple of weeks again.
Just
again
he was saying the other day also.
The second thing, we've been on the anti-ship missiles with BrahMos as a development partner, and we continue to be doing that. And every Indian missile, as Larsen Toubro will continue to be the champion because we've been part of that developmental story. What we know is typically 70 to 100 kilometers is a gap on the marine defense side.
Yeah.
We don't have today a missile which can take on that 50 to 70 kilometers on the marine. The targets on the sea. If somebody is coming towards you,
for a shorter target.
If he is much farther away, we have a weapon in the geography which is ahead of the whole world. But for a shorter distance, we need a weapon. The way we are looking at it, this is a need also not only of India, of lots of people. Many countries in Southeast Asia.
How many kilometers do you think the minimum?
Typically 70 to 100 kilometers.
What would normally be here? That is there also.
No.
But you are saying lesser than that.
BrahMos will go.
For ships, then we are talking of so we are talking of a lesser range.
Yeah. So something which is closer. We used to have the good old generation missiles. The good old generation missiles today are what was born was actually one of the founding partners of NVIDIA. NVIDIA is a consortium of all these countries. So the good old days, there used to be magic markers, which used to do this job, or a P1, P2, which were Russians. So it's dated, and that's exactly where there is a need for a new missile. So that's the second major opportunity.
Yeah, but then 70 to 100 fine. So 70 is the limitation to which you can find a target. If a target is around 50 kilometers, 40 kilometers, you will be able to find.
This is like the upper limit.
It's the upper
70 to 100 is typically the. You will do anywhere before.
You can do
so if someone is close by, you will want to hit him. If he could, let's say, manage being stealthy, did not get noticed at 200, 300 kilometers. He comes closer.
He gets identified. So this is the second point you said, that was first, and which is the third gap you mentioned?
Third is all armed forces, armies as well as navies and air force require a huge amount of training. Now for training every time, like Navy, whenever you do a anti-ship missile trial, one of the decommissioned ships, you make a target and you sink that ship.
Yeah.
So it's a destructive target. Now where the missile which flies like an aircraft, and that missile becomes the target on which you fire.
Okay. So you don't need to fire your ship off. Okay.
So you make a missile which actually behaves as if it's a machine, aircraft, and then you would have trained yourself by firing at it, rather than actually wasting a flying machine. And obviously flying machines today are all manned. So these are all unmanned. So you put it out, it will keep flying. Now they require, generally the UAVs tend to be below the sonic speed, I mean they are subsonic. This is a target which will be a supersonic. So you would be able to take on, using a supersonic target, train up all the armed forces for eventuality that your enemy may use supersonic weapons. If he uses a supersonic vessel, you train yourself, make yourself capable that you can handle and annihilate.
Okay.
So that's the purpose of the third, which is again a gap in India. We have subsonic targets. As of today, we don't have supersonic targets.
Yeah.
So that's exactly the major gap out of what India needs. We saw these are the three.
The target also is being made by MBDA.
Yes. Okay. It's made by MBDA in UK. So that's exactly what Antoine talked of. So we are now bringing in UK, Germany.
Bolton Wali facility. No?
Yes.
We've seen that. They took us last year to see Bolton and Shopping Hospital.
No, this is not Bolton. What is the name?
This is MBDA UK, which is located off London.
Acha, okay, not the Bolton facility.
No.
Bolton is actually the facility. It's a manufacturing base.
So MBDA UK, they have a separate group.
That's it.
Final assembly, putting all the explosives, all the pyrotechnics, making it into a full-fledged missile.
Integration at Nagpur.
Integration.
And Hyderabad में फिर क्या होगा?
It could be either of them. I know. It could be either of them. Same. I mean, whatever we will do at Nagpur, we could always look at Hyderabad.
Actually, the same.
Either.
Things, huh? What is going to be your test bed? You're definitely going to try it somewhere.
Yeah.
So what would be the test bed for such a missile?
Test bed is essentially going to be a computerized system. We are not going to be finally firing.
I'm getting orders.
Yeah. You're not going to be firing.
How?
Firing obviously is going to be a DRDO